Welcome back to Lessons from the Front and Fireteam Elias's 10-minute quick strike after action report for Little Wars TV. The Battle of Kuala Dipang Bridge was a key moment during the British defense of Malaya in 1941-42. As the Japanese army pushed swiftly south from Ipoh, British Commonwealth forces were tasked with slowing their advance, buying precious time to regroup and defend key positions further down the peninsula. Rapidly advancing towards them was the Japanese 41st Regiment, part of the veteran 5th Division. Having gained extensive combat experience during the invasion of China, this division brought with it a high level of coordination, mobility, and aggressive tactics. It was the 5th Division that had spearheaded the advance towards the Kampar River and the strategic Kuala Dipang Iron Bridge, a vital crossing on the river. So I'm here with Hisham, my tour guide, and we're at the Battle of Kuala Dipang. Behind us is the Kampar River, right?
Kampar River.
The blowing of this bridge was really important for the British because it was crucial to slow the Japanese advance coming south from Ipoh. During the battle, they attempted to blow this bridge on 4 occasions. Once this bridge was blown, the defenders were able to withdraw to the ridges at Kampar. As we now leave the Kuala Dipang Bridge, join me as I head south to Singapore to meet the Fireteam Elias members and to see where the Zul and the British players can slow Nabil and the Japanese players in their drive south to Kampar.
So I'm Nabil. I am the commander for the 41st Regiment today for today's battle. After a discussion with my tactical commanders, I think we have a battle plan formulated for today's game. So we have armor, thankfully, for today's battle, and they will be spearheading our main attack down towards the Iron Bridge. Their main job will be to capture the bridge. We have supporting infantry and other fire elements on our left and right flank. The infantry will be concentrated moving towards the village of Dipang, and then they will move on to the west towards Kampar. The supporting elements on the Japanese left flank, they will be providing supporting fires to the main attack as well as to act as a diversionary attack.
Who's going to win? Okay! Let's go and hear now from Zul and the British and Indian commanders.
My name is Zul and I am the overall commander of the British and Indian forces.
Hi, good morning. I'm Jared. I am the platoon commander of the 2nd Punjab platoon.
I am Alfred. I'm the commander for the Argylls.
We are tasked to be the rearguard for the British and to delay the Japanese as long as possible. We've deployed in secret deployment and with the 24-inch line of sight, we're trying to get as close as possible to you.
Right, so you've deployed on the other side of the river towards the Japanese lines.
Yep.
Okay, so what is your plan of action, guys?
Well, the idea is to hold the forward layout of Dipang as long as possible, and then probably as the pressure builds up, we will fall back behind the Iron Bridge and then hold the final line of resistance across the hills, spanning across the road as well as the rubber plantation.
Okay, so who's deployed where?
Well, I'm deployed on this side of the village of Dipang, while the Indian forces are actually on the right-hand side of the road to Ipoh.
Okay, all right.
And we have got a reserve somewhere behind.
To add a bit of spice and the confusion of battle, I had a little surprise for the commander of the British forces. You're not here for turn 1.
They thought the jungle would shield them, but we were waiting. Just outside of Dipang, on the narrow road from Ipoh, the Japanese came. Dozens at first, then hundreds, fanning out through the trees and across the rice paddies. Their boots were silent, ours were ready.
The Argyll boys opened up first. Rifles, Brens, spitting lead. And the first wave of Japanese dropped like wheat. But they kept coming. Eugene Lim, Li Wei, and Ryan kept pressing their infantry forward, wave after wave, and it got messy as the Japanese infantry banzaied into the defenders. hand to hand, bayonet to bayonet. The Argylls held the line until they couldn't. And then the Japanese broke into the village, capturing the CO and gaining 2 valuable victory points.
We could hear the Argylls fighting, but then suddenly, chaos broke out on our side of the road. The line buckled, but it didn't break. And then came the order. Some of us were to move, cross the road, retake the village. Dipang had fallen, and now it was our turn to take it back.
When I got back to the front, the situation was grim. I ordered the Punjabs to fight their way back into the village, where a fierce fight took place. I then supported the 2nd Punjab squad with a Brand carrier, and we were able to block the Japanese from encircling Dipang.
However, no further progress was made as Wei Lun's mortars ranged in, ending our counter-attack around Dipang.
With the enemy engaged on both sides of the road, I drove the Argylls towards the bridge. Anti-tank rounds bouncing off our house. And then there was mayhem as round after round of artillery and mortar fire rained down on us.
Of course.
Here comes the second roadblock.
Here comes. So it's 9:18.
With the British artillery hammering the Argylls and Lancasters seen advancing on the other side of the river, I called for air support.
My intention was to take out the mortars on the ridge, but somehow failed. Got a rookie pilot who decided to target the Lancaster, and then it blew up.
So what does that mean then?
And now we have a roadblock.
And with that, our tanks were trapped on the wrong side of the bridge. With our infantry on the left of the road having finally broken through the Punjabi lines, our only hope of securing the bridge was to assault the defenders on the far bank.
Despite a fierce charge past the wrecked Lancasters, the Japanese were repelled in brutal close combat and failed to dislodge the Argylls. The bridge remained contested, bloodied, and ultimately undecided. The scores are Japanese 2 victory points.
Yeah.
British have 10 victory points.
Dead!
So I would say congratulations to the British players. So I would say that history has repeated itself.
Yeah.
On the day, the British definitely delayed the Japanese. They denied them the bridge and bought time for Battle of Kampar. So next time if we play Kampar,
It'll be defended.
it will be defended. So historically what happened was the British did demolish the bridge. The Japanese took a couple of days to repair it. None of the Japanese tanks were in combat during the Battle of Kampar because of that. Historically, what caused the main delay initially was they drove a Lancaster truck, Lancaster armored car, down the road and parked it sideways. And I was so hoping that they would do that. But anyway, the same effect. So after 5 hours of gaming, the British have got a decisive win. Fireteam Elias would like to say thank you to Elias CC for this great venue, to Darren for arranging lunch, to Little Wars TV for this great opportunity, and to my fantastic Battlefield guy Hisham, his information in the details below. Happy gaming!